NBC Montana Today.
Good morning, Montana. I'm Jason Hurst. As you pour your coffee and make breakfast, let's get you ready to take on your day and also get you caught up on what you might have missed while you were sleeping. And coming up over the next half hour, Ramadan has officially begun and dozens of Muslims gathered in Missoula to recognize the holy month. Here are the festivities residents participated in. Plus, learn how a Missoula-based group is providing year-round recreation opportunities for people with disabilities. And ever wonder what it takes to keep the snowplows running? In this week's Montana Moment, a behind-the-scenes look at the maintenance shop at the Missoula County Public Works Department.
Well, the time is at 6:30. We are starting out with temperatures in the mid-30s around the Flathead Valley, 33 in Missoula. A little bit of cloud cover moving in now in the Missoula area. We've got some fog over the mining city, 25 currently in Butte. So it isn't freezing fog, little frost on your car windshield. 27 right now in Bozeman. Live look at radar. Look close down towards, say, Monida Pass. A couple isolated showers trying to pop up there in southern Beaverhead County. We're tracking our next weather maker. It's going to bring in some wet weather for us as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Day planner, Missoula. Nowhere near as warm as we were over the weekend and not much sunshine. In fact, increasing cloud cover will be mostly cloudy to cloudy by 2 p.m. with a temperature of 40. Today in Bozeman, you're going to be sitting at 32 in that 2 o'clock hour. Winter weather advisory in place tonight for Bozeman. I'll tell you how much snow could accumulate in about 10 minutes.
New findings from election season reveal current conclusions. One group monitored the election process in Montana who recently released documents on their findings of some strengths and weaknesses. The Montana Election Observation Initiative released their findings on elections in the state. They wanted to observe the election process to see if it was conducted fairly and done with democratic integrity. The released document revealed Montana held a well-organized and transparent election process. This important initiative was sponsored by the Carter Center, which monitored 16 counties across the state. Some strengths that were noted included high voter turnout and precisely following the chain of custody for ballots. Some flaws that were noted included long wait times, a need for better allocation of materials, and needed improvements on voter education.
Feedback that we've also gotten from, different stakeholders in the process, from election officials to policymakers to citizens and members of the media, is that this is worth doing.
MTEOI hopes to share helpful information and tips between the different county election offices. They plan to improve elections in the future. Saturday marked the first full day of Ramadan for Muslims worldwide. NBC Montana's Jacob Owens attended Missoula festivities for the holy month Saturday night and was joined by dozens of Montana Muslims.
More than 50 Muslims gathered at the University of Montana Saturday as the first full day of Ramadan came to a close. The holy time for Muslims is marked with fasting of food and drink between sunrise and sunset. ml-Missoula-KECI-News, who heads the University of Montana's International Muslim Student Association, says fasting applies more broadly as well to activities like smoking, cursing, any bad habits really, even wasting time on TikTok.
We have a hadith from the Prophet that says if someone argues with you or tries to, initiate some sort of confrontation, you just say to them, I'm fasting. I'm just being calm. You don't want to lose the point of fasting, which is control and discipline.
For several worshipers NBC Montana spoke with, the fasting itself is not seen as extremely challenging. The stretch still comes with its challenges. Just ask 10-year-old Adam Abdul Wahab.
I got pretty hungry towards sunset, but overall it wasn't too bad.
Saturday marked the first iftar of the month. That's the meal in which Muslims break their daily fast, a chance to refuel and enjoy one another's company. Ramadan exudes a time of celebration and community for those in Missoula.
That thing that make the social contract between the Muslim community stronger because of doing these activities together. It's not individual activity, it's group activity.
While Muslims in Montana can be few and far in between, a core community exists as evident during Ramadan, and the small numbers don't take away the holy month's significance for KECI-News.
For me personally, it's actually much more enjoyable here because it's so much more just purifying, because there's not distractions.
Reporting in Missoula, Jacob Owens, NBC Montana.
A Missoula-based group is keeping people's spirits up in the midst of a long winter. Missoula Adaptive Recreation and Sports, also known as MARS, provides year-round recreation for people with disabilities, proving that no obstacle is too big to overcome.
It's really the great equalizer, right? Like, some of the people that are the best players are still the ones with disabilities.
When it comes to adaptive equipment, Mike has experience in engineering and using a wide range of what is offered today. It was at this ice rink that a benefit was held for Mike in 2019 after an injury left him paralyzed.
It doesn't mean you're always born with it, right? Like, you're like me, it's like, it happens. Bad things happen to good people, and all of a sudden you're disabled. You didn't even know that you were going to need adaptive recreation.
Now Mike has teamed up with a group of people to bring adaptive recreation to Western Montana. MARS is a nonprofit organization that got its start in Missoula last year.
It can be really frustrating with paperwork and just trying to follow all the right steps. So then finally having a few program days and seeing how happy the people are who get to come out and participate and otherwise wouldn't have these opportunities. Like every time we have a program day, it's a reset of like, yep, this is exactly why we're doing it, and we're gonna keep going and we're gonna make it better.
MARS strives to help anyone with a disability to get out and live.
This is what's kind of good for me, is being back on the ice. Like, that's the part I miss, is just like being at the rink, being on the ice, being with a team of people, like just having fun.
And they might not have been able to play sports before at all, especially if they've had a disability from a young age. We had one kid come out and he has a lot of brothers, and so that was his first time ever getting to play sports with his brothers.
While Nordic skiing or sled hockey may not be your jam, MARS has found ways to adapt any activity, making them accessible to anyone.
We'll definitely have some rafting days in the summer. We'd like to get some adaptive climbing going at Freestone, and then hopefully we can start our biking program this year. We've done a couple biking days in the past where we do the Hiawatha Trail, so hopefully we can figure it out for this year too.
Most of the base cost for adaptive equipment, like skis or bikes, is covered through grants and outside funding.
Lori and I put together a grant with the Rural Institute at the university, and through that grant we were able to get 3 sit-ski frames. We did some more fundraising in the fall, and then we were able to purchase a 4th one as well. Glacier has been really gracious and said we have these sled hockeys for you. We'll help you find ice time, we'll help find coaches. So we started doing that last year, and our first seasons, like multiple weeks in a row, was in May, and that was really awesome. We did a 4-week program.
MARS wrapped up Nordic skiing last weekend and starts their official sled hockey season in April. The finale to sled hockey will be a sled hockey jamboree.
There's going to be players coming from Helena, Butte, Whitefish, and Bozeman, maybe Billings, and try to get at least 4 teams together that we can play a little mini tournament. It's not really a tournament, but we'll play like a set of games and just have at least enough to field teams and play, you know, 20-minute period or something like that.
And we now visit with Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster, who is standing by. Brooke, what are we looking at for the rest of the day here?
You know, it may be hard to get those kiddos up this morning. They had a gorgeous weekend, a lot of sunshine, a lot of time spent outdoors. But make sure they have some rain gear this morning if you're sending them out the door, because they may need it by the afternoon. 6:38, we're taking a live look. Kalispell and Missoula clouds are beginning to increase for us this morning. Once we get into late afternoon, that's when we're going to see a couple of showers. In fact, wintry mix of rain and snow possible for us later on today. 39 by around lunchtime for you in Kalispell, 43 in that 3 to 4 o'clock hour. For Missoula, nowhere near as warm as we were over the weekend. We'll be in the upper 30s and low 40s as we head into the afternoon. That's considered normal for this time of year. As we head into the overnight hours tonight, we're tracking a round of accumulating snow. I'll tell you just how much coming up in about 10 minutes.
Coming up, want to voice your opinion when it comes to cryptocurrency and other related financial assets? Well, the Montana Commissioner of Securities and Insurance is seeking comments. Details next. Plus, ever wonder what it takes to keep the snowplows running? In this week's Montana Moment, a behind-the-scenes look at the maintenance shop at the Missoula County Public Works Department.